Hi everyone, Matt Watson here from CarWow. So here I have the revised Audi TT RS. And in this video, I'm obviously going to review it, aren't I? So to do that, I'm going to talk you through the visual upgrades over the normal TT. It's got wings. The band the Beatles could have been. Lynn! Lynn! Show you around the cabin. Alcantara, back of the net. Explain what's good about it. There's some properly senior performance figures. Not my words, the words of Top Gear magazine. And what's not so good about it? That's classic intercourse. And test its performance. You're a mentalist! Now make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit that bell icon to turn your notifications on so you're alerted when we make a new upload. Also, if you're looking for a new car or you know someone who is, check out carwow.co.uk. You can do that actually by clicking on the pop-out banner up there in the top right hand corner of the screen to find out how you can save an average of £3,600 on a new car. The TT RS obviously has the same beautiful coupe shape as the normal TT, but it's a whole lot more aggressive. Here at the front you get a RS specific grille, you've got your TT RS badging, you've got deeper front bumpers as well, a front splitter, there's also the Quattro badging as well. You've got big intakes there for the intercooler, and these blades you can have them in different colours, so you can have them in this black or you can have them body coloured. You get LED headlights as standard. Moving down the sides, you've obviously got rated alloy wheels. There's some side skirts as well with, on this car, integrated black inlays. Got some black door mirrors as well. Now my favourite bit is here at the back. Look at this fixed wing, I love it! With these little winglets on it as well. That is super cool, though if you want to, you can actually deselect that. Why the heck would you do that? I wouldn't. And there's more TTRS badging here. You can get OLED tail lights as well. And look at this, we have real classic RS oval exhaust pipes. The only bit of faker I've noticed on this car actually are these pointless little venty things here which aren't vents. Finally, there's the rear diffuser which looks pretty cool, and you only get it on the RS. So then, what do you think of this car? Would you rather have this TT RS, BMW M2 competition, a Toyota Supra, or a Porsche Cayman GTS? Click on the pop-out banner up there to cast your vote. Which one would you have? Let me know. I'm really, really interested. The TT has an absolutely lovely cabin, so quality is brilliant, the design is simple, there's some cool elements such as the way you have digital readouts for the climate control actually in the air vents, and then that single digital display which does all your infotainment and your driving information, a great driving position, it feels sporty, it's lovely. Then the RS adds some extra bits on top of that. So you have lots of RS badging to remind you that you're in the top of the range car. RS here on the gear selector, there on the door sills, on the mats, it's blooming everywhere. You've even got bespoke RS dials with a central rev counter with integrated speedo. Blooming love that. Then there's the RS gear selector with Alcantara, RS steering wheel with Alcantara. Then you have two satellite buttons over the normal TT steering wheel, one for your starter there and one for your drive select mode there. Then there are of course the RS sport seats. Now you can upgrade these to soft Napa leather. They are comfy, hold your body really well. Then on this particular car, you get red here and in the air vent. There's some extra inlays here on the door handle and the center console. You can have that in different materials, so these are in carbon fiber. All that costs extra, obviously. There's no changes to the back seats of the TT RS. It's still rather what's less is the fact that you can actually fold down the rear seats. So you have a useful load area then and just use it as a two-seater sports car. And then it's more practical than a Porsche Cayman, which has its two weird boots. However, if you have the seats up, the boot is only average, and it is about a third smaller than that of a BMW M2. In fact, if you want to see my full-length video review of that car, click on the pop-out banner up there. And that brings me on to 5 annoying things about the Audi TT RS. Considering this car starts from £55,000, it's a bit of a rip-off. It doesn't come with a reversing camera as standard across the range. Audi being Audi want to make you pay more to make the car sound as good as it can. So you're going to be wanting the sports exhaust, which sounds like this. But as standard, the car comes with a normal exhaust, which sounds like this. it's just not as good, is it? And the annoying thing about that is that you can't fit this sports exhaust as an option to the entry-level TT RS. You have to step up to the sport model. Now this is something to do with WLTP, which means that they can't add as many options as they used to be able to. For instance, if you want the adaptive dampers, they are only available on the top of the range Vorsprung version, and that's 10 grand extra. Audi says this car's Quattro four-wheel drive system can send 100% of the engine's power to the rear wheels. Now that might be the case when the fronts are on ice, but if there's any kind of grip at the front, it won't do that, because if it would, you'd be able to donut it like a BMW M2. So can you? Can you, huh? Can you, Audi? No. Not quite, no. I'm getting a bit of understeer now. No, I've lost it. There's only one free colour that comes with the TT RS, and that's Nardo Grey. So if you don't like that, you're going to have to spend an extra £600 for one of the other colours, or if you want one of the exclusive colours, they're £2.5 grand. To people who don't know much about cars, they'll think you're driving around in a titty arse. Yeah, I'm struggling to come up with some bads now. So let's move on to the goods. You get upgraded RS brakes, and if you think that caliper looks absolutely humongous, it's because it's got 8 pistons in it. The car gets lowered, stiffened sport suspension for improved cornering. Oh yeah, this is one stiff arse. The engine firing sequence is 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, 1, 2, 4, 5, 3. And by having the adjacent cylinders firing next to each other, means you get that characteristic 5-cylinder warble. There's torque vectoring, so when you turn the steering wheel to go into a corner, the car automatically brakes its inside wheels slightly, and that helps it rotate round and also send power to the outer wheels, which drives you around even more. The best thing about this car is this aluminium 5-cylinder engine, which puts out 400 horsepower and 480 newton meters of torque. It's capable of up to 174 miles an hour. If you had the de-restricted version, otherwise you're talking 155 miles an hour, which is fine for the UK. Now it drives all 4 wheels via a 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox. Shall we see just how quick this TT RS is to 60 miles an hour? Here I have my specialist timing gear. I'm going to put the car into dynamic mode, put the traction control into sport handling mode, gearbox into sport mode, left foot on the brake, floor the throttle. Let's do it. There we go. And again. And that's it. And that is it, people. The TT RS did 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3.7 seconds. Bang on what Audi says. To be fair, I think the previous generation version seemed to launch a bit quicker, a bit harder in first gear. I think it's maybe not quite so aggressive following the changes due to WLTP and the new particulate filter fitted to the car. Oh well, still very fast though, isn't it? Anyone who tells you that an Audi TT RS is only good again in a straight line is talking absolute bollocks, because it's really good on a twisty road as well. I mean, whoa. Admittedly, it is all about the grip, and it's got a lot of grip. But actually, if you've got it in sports handling mode, it will move around beneath you quite a bit. And then there's that engine which just, frick, a bit of air, which just flies. The steering, you get RS progressive steering, which turns in a bit faster than the standard cars, and it really is precise and sharp, and you can hoon this thing about, and it will oblige. And if you lift off, it does tighten its line, and if you turn the stability off completely and give it a massive bung, you can get it sideways. What you can't do with it though is drifts, and you can't get the back end out round roundabouts when it's a bit greasy like you can in something like a Toyota Supra. Speaking of which, if you click up there in the pop-out banner, you can watch my full in-depth video review of that car. But for covering ground really quickly and just basically harassing any other car, including supercars, this is your weapon of choice, and it will do it whatever the weather. Mega. Finally then we come to the sensible bit. So I'm going to put the car not into comfort mode, I'm going to put it into auto, because then it controls everything depending on how you're driving. It generally makes it comfortable until you need it to be sharper. Also, I think I'll put the stability fully on as well. There we are, that's better. And gearbox into auto normal. So for just cruising around, this TT is super easy to drive. It's just like every other TT. The gearbox, if you put your foot down, yeah, it responds okay, and then you get all that performance again. But let's back off, because when you're just cruising around, it is a comfortable car to travel in. Admittedly, the suspension is firmer than the normal TT, so you do feel the bumps more, but it's not terrible. Also, if you have the adaptive dampers, there's a big range between comfort setting in the dampers and the sport setting, so it's actually better. It's more comfortable when you're in comfort mode, it's sportier and sharper when you're in dynamic mode. When you need to just go up the motorway though, this is quite an easy cruiser to just chill out in. And I tell you what, the economy I'm getting out of this when I'm just pooling around is incredible. 32 miles per gallon. It's insane how quick this car is, yet it can be economical. Brilliant. The only thing that really gets on my nerves is you get quite a lot of tyre noise. That's it. Other than that, relaxing. Bored now though, floor it, off we go. And let's put the exhaust into noisy again. Whoa, it's super quick. Wait, this is supposed to be the sensible bit. I just can't be sensible in this car. It makes me want to hoon it at any opportunity, because that engine is just to die for. The cameraman thinks we might just die for it as well, because we are going rather quick. Look, frightened cameraman. Anyway, that's enough of that nonsense. So then, what's my final verdict on the Audi TT RS? Well, I'll admit, there are performance cars at this price which are more fun to drive. However, this is still a great car. I mean, it looks great, it's got an amazing engine, and of course, you can use its performance every day of the year. In fact, don't think of this car as a high-performance version of the TT. Think of it as a half-price R8. And then, you're onto a winner. How it's been upgraded? No. Light up, how do I do that? Oh, I'm not even in the right gear. Sorry, let's go again. You can do that by actually clicking on my actually control my